Hello friends and students, my dear students, in this video what I am going to tell you, how can you construct shear force and bending moment diagram if you are having beam which is having three different types of loadings. First one is for example, you are having point load, then you are also having uniformly distributed load, and there is varying distributed load. So how can you solve these types of numerical, and how can you construct the shear force and bending moment diagram for these types of beams? So after making two videos on this, how can you draw the shear force and bending moment diagrams for the beam which is having triangular loading, so now there is another numerical to make you more efficient in drawing shear force and bending moment diagrams. So how can we do that? So let's have a start with the numerical. So for example, I am having this beam, this is the beam, and there is the triangular loading over there. This is the triangular loading. So what is next? And one thing more here is that there is the point load is at the end of the triangular loading. So how can we write it down? Let me tell you. Okay, and this is the uniformly distributed load, UDL. So how can you solve for the support reactions? I will tell you over here. For example, you are having hinge support over here, and there is the roller, and the distance from A to B is 3.5 feet. So what is next? This is 1 foot, this is 1 foot, and this one is 2.5 feet. So, and this is A, B, C and D. These are the ABCD points. And now one thing I am going to tell you is that here is 310 pounds force, this is the point load, and here is what? That is 650 pounds per foot, and this is the uniformly distributed load, that is 250 pounds per foot. So let's start, and I am going to write it down here. Construct shear force and bending moment diagram of the given beam. Okay, so now how can we solve the numerical problems for the shear force bending moment diagram? So let's have a start. At first we have to draw the free body diagram of this beam, and we have to find out the support reactions for that. But before that, what we have to do, first we have to convert triangular loading and the UDL into the point load. And how can we convert it? So let's see. So first of all, I am going to convert this 650 pounds per foot of the triangular loading into the point load. And you know already, I have told you in the earlier videos that we have to use the area formula of the triangle here. So how can we do that? So let's see. I am going to write it down. 1/2, breadth is 3.5 feet, and the height will be assumed as 650 pounds per foot. Now what we have to do, we have to cancel out foot, and then we have to calculate it. So the answer is coming out to be 0.5 into 3.5 into 650. So it is coming out to be 1137.5. 1137.5 pounds. So this is P1. Now I have to convert the uniformly distributed load into the point load. So here what we have to do, I am taking as P2 and the 250 into 2.5, so breadth into height, so equals to 2.5 feet into 250 pounds per feet. So the answer will be what? Let's have a look. Fit cancel out and it will be 2.5 into 250. So it is coming out to be 625 pounds. Now I have converted triangular loading and uniformly distributed loads into the point load. Now what I am going to do, I am going to draw free body diagram of this beam. So let's have a look. This is your beam which is having triangular loading, uniformly distributed load, and this is 310 pounds. So this one is this. So here is what this is AY, which we have to find it out. This is AX at point A, B, C and D. And what is this? This is DY, because we were having roller support over here. And the distance of the beam is what? It is 3.5 feet. And this is 1 foot. Yes, it is 1 foot. And what is this? This is 2.5 feet. Now what we have to do, what we are trying to do, we have converted into the point load. So if it is point load, so this is P1 equals to 1137.5 pounds. And the next one is what? This is P2. And P2 is equals to 625 pounds. Now what we have to do, for the triangular loading, I already told you the distance from the shorter triangle side of the triangle is what? This is 2 by 3 into 3.5 feet. And what is this? This distance should be 1 by 3 because it is a longer side into 3.5 feet. Now it is what? It is this, and this is 2.5 because this is uniformly distributed load, and this is 2.5 divided by 2. So this will be the distribution of the length for the triangular loading and for the uniformly distributed load. So for the shorter side in the triangular loading, what you have to do, you have to take, this is 2 by 3 into 3.5, and you have to take, this is 1 by 3 into 3.5. So the next is for the uniformly distributed load, 2.5 divided by 2 and this is equally distributed. So this is what? 2.5 divided by 2. Now what we have to do next, so let me tell you what I am going to do. I am going to find out the support reactions. And how can I find out the support reactions? So let me tell you. For the equilibrium conditions, we have to apply summation of the moment at point A. So let's have a look. This is summation of the moment at A equals to 0, and this direction should be positive one. So the next thing is what? We will rotate this force like this. When it will rotate like this, so it will be negative. This will also be negative. So the distance covers it. This force it covers when we are going to sum up moment here. So the moment arm will be 2 by 3 into 3.5. So it will be written like this: 1137.5 multiplied by 2 by 3 multiplied by 3.5. This is the moment arm. Then we have 310 pounds force. So minus, it will be minus 310 into 3.5. This is the moment arm from this point of load. So this will be 3.5. And then we are having this force. So this will be minus what? 625 and then what we have to multiply this moment arm. So the moment arm will be, this is 2.5 divided by 2 plus 1 feet plus 3.5 feet. So it will be written like this. So let me tell you, this will be 22.5 divided by 2 plus 1 plus 3.5, and then I will rotate it like this. It will be like this, and this will be positive or negative. So it will be positive. So I can write it down. 3.5 plus 2.5 coming out to be what? 3.5 plus 2.5 plus 1. So the whole beam length is 7 feet for the dy, so it will multiply by 7 dy equals to 0. So this is the way to make the moment equation. So let me solve it out. So what it will be? So let's see. 1137.5 multiplied by 2 divided by 3 multiplied by 3.5. So it is coming out to be 2650 minus 2654.167. Then 310 multiplied by 3.5, 1085 minus 2.5 divided by 2 plus 1 plus 3.5 multiplied by 625. So the answer is coming out to be 3593.75 plus 7 dy. So let's move to the next page. So it will be what? Let me show you. So let me subtract all the value, add up. 2654.167 plus 1085 plus 3. If you want to write down minus sign, so it's okay. 2654.167 minus 1085 minus 3593.75, and the answer will be minus 7332 minus 7332.917 equals to minus 7 dy. So when I divide it with 7, so the answer will come out to be dy is equals to 1047.559 pounds. This is the way to calculate the support reactions. Now what we have to do, we have to sum up vertical forces for the to find out Ay. So summation of Fy is equals to this, and what we have to do here, this Ay plus dy minus 1137.5 minus 310 minus 625 equals to 0. So you can see over here, up Ay positive minus 1137.5 minus 310 minus 625, and this will be positive dy. So we will put the value of dy here. So Ay plus 1047.55, and the answer will be here minus 1137.5 minus 310 minus 625. So minus 2072.5 equals to 0, and plus 1047.55. So the answer will be 1024.95. So therefore Ay is equals to, it will be the positive one, so 1024.95 pounds. This is the way to find out the support reactions. This is all about for the support reaction. This is the calculation for the support reaction. And one thing it is left, because we were having hinge support, so there were horizontal force was also there, that is Ax. So in this case there is no other horizontal force, so Ax will become 0. Now the next step will be what? We have to find out the equations for the regions A, B, B, C and C, D, because we are having three regions A, B, B, C and C, D. So we have to cut section uh, in between A to B, B to C, then C to D. So how can we do that? So let's have a look. For example, here is what, how can I cut the section here? So let me show you on this diagram. This is A, this one is B and this one is C. So this is the way to calculate to cut the sections. And now I am moving towards what? I am moving towards the calculation for the shear force equation or bending moment equation for section wise. So this is the next page where I am going to do my work, and let's have a look. So shear force and bending moment. Now what I have to do, I have region AB as we do earlier in the engineering mechanics course, and the limit will be 0 to 3.5 feet. So what we have to do, we have cut the sections here. So how we are doing it, so let me show you. First section I cut it where? I cut it, you can see here. So I have to take this portion before the section cut, so I have to take the, so the portion I have cut it down. So this one, this is AY, and the value of AY came out what? We got it 1024.95, 1024.95 pounds. So this is the value 1024.95. Next step will be what? What we have to do, this is X because we don't know the distance at which we have cut the section. So for the X value we have to calculate it. This is what it is given in the pounds per foot cube. So this is pounds per foot, sorry, 650 pounds per foot. So I have to take it 650 pounds per foot. And then what we have to do, this is A, here is V, and this is moment. Now what we have to do, we have to find out the shear force equation and bending moment equation for the region AB. I already told you for the triangular loading conditions, what we have to do, we have to take the two triangles here. So how can we do that? So let me tell you. This is the first triangle. I am supposing it over here, and its distance is X, and this is Y, pounds per foot. This is the distance X. And the another triangle I am taking it, this which was given in the question, and it is 650 pounds per foot, and this distance is 3.5 feet. So in the next step, what we have to do here, so let me tell you. If you are having this case, so what we have to do, I have already told you in the previous numerical that the area will be here, so it will be P1 dash, so half of XY it will be, and this will be by similar triangles, So what we have to do, it is Y upon X is equals to 650, because I am taking Y up, so it will be 650 divided by 3.5. So therefore Y comes out to be what? So let me calculate it. 650 divided by 3.5. So the answer is coming out to be 185.71. So 185.71. And this is in terms of X. Is that clear to all of you? I think it is. Hopefully it will be clear to all of you. Half, I will put this value of y here. So it will be 185.71x. So therefore P1 dash is equals to what? Divided by 2. So the answer will comes out to be 92.85 x square. This will be P1 dash. This will be P1 dash. So what is next? What we have to do? I got in this diagram, I got this P1 dash. This is P1 dash is equals to 92.85 x square. And this distance is what? 2 by 3, because it is the shorter side, 2 by 3 x, and this will be 1 by 3 x. So when I am calculating or making a bending moment equation, so when I rotate it this force, so it should be multiplied with this moment arm, because I am summing up moment here. So what we have to do next, in the next step, so I have to make shear force or bending moment equation. So how can I do that? So let me tell you here. So let me put this page here. And I am going to make shear force equation. So how can we do that? So let me tell you. I'm taking green marker. And this one, shear force equation will be what? It is going up. So 1024.95. This is vertical, upward force positive, and this is downward, it should be negative, 92.85 x square. And you can see over here that you are getting second degree equation, because it is a quadratic equation, because it is having x square. For the bending moment equation, it will be what? It will be 1024.95, because AY should be multiplied with this moment arm, and this moment arm is x. And when I rotate this force here, so it should be, because it is downward, so it should be negative. And this is 92.85 x square should be multiplied with this moment arm, so it is 1 by 3x, because we are summing up moment here and shear forces here. So therefore, okay, we have to simplify this equation. So let's use calculator for this. So wait for a while. I'm writing it here. So the 92.85 divided by 3. So it comes out to be 30.95 x cube. This will be your bending moment equation, and you can see this is your polynomial equation of degree 3. So you have already studied polynomial equations and quadratic equations in your intermediate. So right now we are just concerned with the equation of the shear force and bending moment equations. Now I am moving towards the region BC. But before moving towards the region BC, I have to calculate the values of shear force or bending moment at its limits, 0 or 3.5 feet. So x is equals to 0 and x equals to 3.5 feet. This is shear force and this will be your bending moment. So we have to find it out. So when you will put the value of x0 in this equation, so it will become 0. This portion will become 0. And this will be your answer. So 1024.95. So I am putting this value of x equals to 0 and x equals to 3.5 in the equation of shear force. So when I will put 3.5 in this equation, so the answer will be, let's see what it will be, minus 92.85 multiplied by 3.5 square. So plus 1024.95. 112.46. Is it true? Is that okay? Is it coming right? Okay, let's see. Let's have a look. The answer is coming out like this. So let's have a check again what it is coming out to be. 1024.95 minus 92.85 multiplied by 3.5 square. So it will be coming out to be what? 112.46. So is that okay? The answer is correct. So the answer is correct because it is, we have taken it x square over here. So it is minus 112.4625. So we are getting the quadratic equation over here. And now let me see the answer is coming out to be what? What answer is coming out to be here? So let's have a look. The bending moment value will be what? 1024.95 multiply by what? Multiply by 0, and this will be 0. So it will become 0. And the next is 1024.95 multiply by 3.5 feet minus 30.95 multiply by 3.5 shift cube. So the answer is coming out to be 2260.34. So this is the way to calculate answer. So let's have a look again if we whether we are getting correct answer or not. So we are getting correct answer. So you can check it out. Okay, now what we have to do in the next step, that we are moving towards the region BC. So it's over. So let me show you where is the diagram, and there is the region BC. So we are moving towards the region BC, and obviously region BC, the limit should be 0 to 1 feet. So what we have to do here, how can we find it out? So let's have check how we are going to do that. So let's see. For the region BC, what will be its equation? So let's do it. Because we are having section cut at B, so we will take this whole portion. So what we are going to do, this is this, and we are having point load over here. So this is 310 pounds, and this is AY, and the value of AY is what? Value of AY is coming out to be what? 1024.95, and this will be, we will take it because section is not cut over here, so this will be taken as 3.5 feet. Here is your section cut, this is V, and this is moment, and this distance should be X, and your point load will remain same because it is on the distance of 3.5 feet. So it will be what? It will be P1 is equals to 1137, which we have calculated in the start of the numerical. So it will remain same, and this distance should be what? You have to see. This will be same, remain same. So it will be, what can I write it down? There is 2 by 3 into 3.5, and this will be 1 by 3 into 3.5. So you already know it here, how we have distributed. So whether it is visible to you or not, so I'm just calculating it. So write it down, this answer 2 by 3, 2 divided by 3 multiply by 3.5. So the answer is coming out to be 2.33. So I can write it down, this is 2.33 feet, and this will be 3.5 divided by 3. So the answer comes out here 1.167. Now what we have to do, we have to make the region calculations for the shear force or bending moment equation. So now we have to make the equation of shear force or bending moment equation. So how can we do that? So let's see. Now what we have to do, we have to make the equation. So how can we do the equation? How can we make its equation? So let's see. Shear force equation will be, look here, 1024.95 multiply by 3.5 plus X for the bending moment, but not for the shear force. Shear force will be 1024.95 upward positive, downward negative, minus 1137.5 minus 310 pounds. So therefore shear force equation will be simplified as, it will be 1024.95 minus 1137.5 minus 310. So the answer will be minus 422.55 pounds, you can say. And now I am going to make the bending moment equation. So bending moment equation, you have here this force A support reaction AY equals to 1024.95. So 1024.95 multiply with 3.5 plus x. 3.5 plus x minus, because this is downward force, so it will rotate towards here. This will rotate towards here. So it will multiply with 1137.5 multiply by the 3.5 divided by 3 plus x. And there will be 310x. And I can also write it down here. 310x. So now what we have to do? Obviously we have to simplify this equation. And how can we simplify this equation? So let's see how we are going to simplify it. BM equals to 1024.95 multiplied by 3.5. 3587.325. And this will be positive. And this will be obviously 1024.95x. This will be 1137.5 multiplied by 3.5 divided by 3. So the answer will be 1327.08 minus 1137.5x minus 310x. So what we have to do here, we have to sum this subtract it. So 3587.325 minus 1327.08. So BM equation will be 2260.245. Then we have done this one and this one. So now only the x values are left. So 1024.95 minus 1137.5 minus 310. So the answer will be minus 422.55x. This will be your bending moment equation. So now this is the way to calculate the shear force equation, make the shear force equation or bending moment equation, but there are no x value over here. Why is it so? Because we are not having any load in between B to C. So now what we have to do here, so on because we are having limit x equals to 0, x equals to 1 foot. So we have to put in the shear force or bending moment equation as we do earlier in the bending moment and shear force equation when we were studying engineering mechanics course. So we will put x value of x0 and x value of x1. So but this value is constant, so we will put it. There is no x over there, so we can write minus 422.55. And then for the bending moment, it will become 0. So this answer 2 because I am putting 0 instead in place of x value. So 245. Now I have to 1 here. I have to put 1 here. So it will be 2260.245 minus 422.55. So the answer will be 1837.695. So now we have done region BC. Now only one region is left, and what it is? This is region CD. And how can we do the solution for this? So now which portion we have to take it? Where the section is cut. So we have to select all these portions for this. So now I am moving towards region CD. The limit will be 0 to 2.5 2.5 feet. Now the diagram will be like this. There will be the section. This is V and this is moment. And this one like this. This is A and this portion is 3.5 feet. This is 1 feet and this one is X. And you know very well there is a point load here. I am making it bold or taking its weight 2 point, and this is what, 310 pounds. And I have already told you that here is X, so there is 3.5 feet, so I should have to write down 1137.5 pounds. Now it will be converted into watt. Here is watt. This is 250 pounds. So this is 250 pounds per feet. So it will be multiplied with X. So P2 dash will be equals to 250X. And the distance will be what? This is X by 2 and this will be X by 2. And here is what? It is 2 by 3 into 3.5 feet. Obviously, and this will be 3.5 feet divided by 3. 1 by 3 into 2, 3.5 feet. Okay, now what we have to do, one more thing I have left over here. This is AY and the value of AY is what? So let me check it out. 1024.95. 1024.95 pounds. So we are going to make shear force equation here. So shear force equation for the region CD will be, this is upward force, so 1024.95 plus minus 1137.5 minus 310 and minus 250x. So we have to simplify it. So shear force equation becomes what? 1024.95 minus 1137.5 minus 310. So the answer will be minus 422.55 minus 250x. This will be the shear force equation. Now I am moving towards the bending moment equation. Okay, for the bending moment equation, what we have to do, 1024.95. It is upward force and it should multiply by 3.5 plus 1 plus x. So 3.5 plus 1 will be 4.5 plus x. This will rotate like this, so it should be negative, and it will be 1137.5 multiplied by 3.5 divided by 3 plus 1 plus x. 3.5 divided by 3 plus 1 plus x. And this force will rotate here, and 250x multiplied with the x by 2. So minus 250x into multiply by x by 2. So this is the way to make the equation for the region CD. It depends on, it can be different type of loading conditions as well. So what we have to do, we have done with the shear force equation. Now we are moving towards the bending moment equation and we have to simplify it. So how can we simplify it? Just to multiply 1024.95 multiplied by 4.5. So it is 4612.275. Plus when you multiply with x, so it will come out 1024.95x minus 1137.5. So first I have to do it 3.5 divided by 3 plus 1. So the answer will be 2.167 plus x minus 250 divided by 2. So it will be 125x square. So this is all about the equation. Now I am moving to simplify it more to get the better results. So bending moment equation will be 4612.275 plus 1024.95x. So minus 1137.5 multiplied by 2.167, 2464.9625, and there will be minus 1137.5x minus 125x square. Now what we have to do, we have to simplify it. And how can we simplify it? So let's have a check. And we have missed one force here, and you guys didn't told me that what 310 pounds. So we have to write down the 310 pounds, and it should be multiplied by 1 plus x. So what we have to do, 3 minus 310 minus 310x. So this is a longer equation now, and it can happen to with you as well. So minus 310 minus 310x. So how can we solve it out? So we have to add what? We have these values to add it. So 4612.275 minus 2464.9625 minus 310. So the answer will be 1837. BM equation will be 1837.3125. Then the other value will be 1024.95 x minus 310 minus 1137.5. You can see here this one I have added this. So this is minus 422.55 minus 422.55x and minus 125x square. So this will be the bending moment equation for the region CD. Now we are going to apply the limit. X is equals to 0, x equals to 2.5. So we have to find out the shear force or bending moment values at 0 and 2.5. So we got the equation of shear force is minus 422.55 minus 250x. So when we will put 0 here, so it will be minus 422.55. Then for the next, we have to put the value of 2.5 in this equation. So minus 422.55 minus 250 into 2.5. So the answer will be minus 1047.55. And then the bending moment equation will be, these two values will become 0, and this will be come out over here 1837.3125. And the next value, the final value, it should be 0. But how can it be? Let's see. 1837.3125 minus 422.55 multiplied by 2.5 minus 125 multiplied by 2.5 square. So the answer will be, you can see, minus 0.3125. It is nearest to 0. So now our condition is satisfied or not. Let's see. We check it out. This is a very lengthy numerical, and how we have solved it out. So we got the value of dy is 1047.55, that is the positive one, and you can see the last value of the shear force is coming out to be minus 1047.55. So your answer is correct. And the last value of the bending moment should come out to be 0, and you can see here it is coming out to be 0. So this is the way to calculate all the things for the shear force and bending moment equation. So now I am going to do what? I am going to make the table for it, so as we do earlier. So let me write it down. So the first one is the region. Then we have points, limits, then shear force and bending moment values. So for the region AB, BC and CD. So it will be A, it will be B, this is B, and this is C, this is C, and this is D. So it is from 0 to 3.5 feet, 0 to 1 feet, whatever the limits we have taken. I am putting it right now here, 0.25. So this way we have to plot the table, we have to make the table, and we can underline this, we can box it. And what are the values we got it? So let's see, we are going to put it in. So the first value of shear force is coming out to be what? So let me find it out. I will do numbering after doing this. So first of all, I am putting the last values right now here, then I will search it out. So let me write it down. This is minus 4 to 22.55. This is minus 1047.55. And this is 0. And these are the bigger value. So 3125. And the next value will be, you can see here, what? This is 0 or 1. These are the values. So I am going to write it down here, minus 422.55 minus 422.55, and there is 2260.245. This will be 1837.695. Okay, the first value will be what? This one. So 1024.95. This is minus 112.4625. And here is 02260.34. So the next and final step will be what? We are going to draw shear force and bending moment diagram. So let's see how we are going to draw shear force and bending moment diagram. So let's have to draw. So we have tabulated the data in the table, and now what we are going to do, I am going to draw the first diagram. So this is 310 pounds, and here is what? So let me check the diagram here. Where is the diagram? This one. This is our diagram, and this is 650 pounds per foot. And this one is this one, and this is 250 pounds per foot, and this is 3.5 feet, this is 1 foot, and this is 2.5 feet. And support reactions comes out to be AY, and this is DY. So AY value is what? So let's have a look. 1024.95 pounds, and this was 1047.55 pounds. So what I am going to do, I am going to draw the lines wherever the regions are there. This will be like this. Now this is A, B, C and D. Now this is the line, and this is bending shear force line, and this is the bending moment. So it starts from 0, answer 0, 0 and 0. You already know these things. Now we are going to put the values. So in the graph, shear force starts from 0. The first value was 1024.95. It is positive upward. So it is the maximum value. So it is 1024.95 pounds. Is that okay? And the next value will be what? Next value is minus 112. So it is the very small value, and this is the minus value. It is coming out to be in minus. So what we have to do, we have to take it here. It is on the negative side because this is the positive and this one is negative. So it is minus 112.4625 pounds. Now again at B there is a difference in the value, and it is coming out to be minus 4.22. So let me take it here, minus 422.55 pounds. Next value is what? Again minus 422, because we are not having any load over there. So it is minus 422.55 pounds. Then the next value is at point C, and this here, and this is remain same. And then we are having the biggest value, and that is minus 1047.55 pounds. And you know very well it is minus 1047.55. So it will be the positive because it is moving upward. So 1047.55 equals to 0. So there is. So this is the way to put the values on the graphs for the shear force. Now I have to draw this one. So let's have a look. How can we do that? So we will go upward, and we are having the triangular loading up there. So we have to go for the curve. And the positive side curve should be outer side and it should be inner side. So the next is what? We will move down. Why is it we are going to move down? Because we are having point load over here. And then we will go straight because there is no loading in between B to C. Then there is the shift. You can say a shift from the straight line to the inclined line. Why is it so? Because we are having triangular loading. No, not triangular loading. Uniformly distributed load is there. So this is the way, and now we have to move upward. So this is all about how to make shear force diagram. You can see over here, and it will be clear to all of you. So this point is what? This is the point where shear force is 0. So it is not exactly at the center. It is not exactly, it is before that. So what we have to do at this point, we can find out the value of the maximum bending moment. So now what we have to go to do, we are going to plot the bending moment values, and you can see here we are having 0 value. Then we have 2260. So we are taking it here, 2260.34, and it should be pounds fit. And then we are having 2260.245 again at B. Then C is 1837.695. So it will be go down. So it will be 1837.3125 pounds fit. And there will be the 0 at point, because we are having same values at point C. So we will go, what we will make? We will make curve over here. And there is a straight line in the shear force, so it will be inclined. And then there is an inclined line because of uniformly distributed load in the shear force, so there will be the curve, and this is parabolic curve. So this is the way to make shear force or bending moment diagram. Now one thing I want to tell you is that what? You can write it down here that this is second degree curve. I'm just trying to make you clear that what you are doing. So here it is the straight line, and this is the inclined line. I'm writing here incline. And this one, this curve should be third degree curve, third degree. This is inclined. And this one should be the parabolic curve. why I have done this numerical and show in front of you. You can see all the difference. You can find it out, the differences of the curves in the triangular loading, for the loading of point load, for the loading of uniformly distributed load. So you will get all the examples over here. So for the triangular loading in the shear force, you will get second degree curve. For the point load, you will see the straight line, and you will see the shift on this here because there is having the point load here, and there is the inclined line for the uniformly distributed load in the shear force. And for the triangular loading for the beam, for the bending moment, what we have to do, we have the third degree curve over here. This should be inclined line because we are having straight lines in the shear force, and then we are having inclined line in the shear force, so it will be the parabolic curve. So keep it in mind when you have variety of loading conditions on the beam, types of loadings like triangular loading, point load, and the uniformly distributed load. So what will be the nature of the curves, whether it is curve, whether it is a straight line, whether it is inclined line. So you are the one, you have to decide it. But keep it in mind, keep remember that you are having second degree curve for the triangular loading in the shear force. You are having third degree curve for the bending moment for the triangular loading, and you are having a straight line for the point load. In the shear force, you are having inclined line for the shear force, inclined line for the bending moment if you are having point load on the beam. So you are getting inclined line. And if you are having inclined line in the shear force, so it means there is the uniformly distributed load on the beam, and there should be the parabolic curve in your bending moment. So keep remember that when you are making shear force diagram, so what you have to keep in your mind, that your bending moment should be 1 degree more. So if you are getting second degree curve in your shear force, so there will be third degree curve in your bending moment. If you are getting a straight line in the shear force, so you must have inclined line in the bending moment. And if you are having inclined line in the shear force, so you must be getting parabolic curve in the bending moment. And this is all about how to make shear force or bending moment diagram for this beam. And one thing I want to tell you, if you are having this shear force 0, so what will be the now what we have to do, I have already told you, we are going to find out the bending moment maximum. And how can we do that? So let me tell you how we are going to find it out, shear force value for the maximum bending moment. So let me tell you how can we do that. So you have already known that shear force value is 0 here, so we have to take the equation of shear force or bending moment of the region AB. And so how can we do that? So let me write it down here. For bending moment maximum, what we have to do, shear force equation will be is what? Shear force equation for region AB is 1024.95. You can see here. So I have to find out this x. So 1024.95 minus 92.85 x square equals to 0. So what we have to do in the next step, obviously we have to simplify it, 92.85 x square. So it will be 92.85 x square is equals to 1024.95. So x is equals to 1024.95 divided by 92.85. So the answer will be x square is equals to 11.038 feet. So therefore the value of x, when we will apply under root over here, so we are getting 3.32 feet. So the value of x will be like this, and the next step what we are going to do, we have to put this x, we have to put x 3.32 feet in bending moment equation. So we have to write down bending moment equation here, and the bending moment equation for this region AB is this one. So it will be 1024.95 x minus 30.95 x cube. So we will put the value of x here. So 1024 0.95 3.32 feet minus 30.95 x cube. So we have to put the value of x here. So I am not writing here x. So I am writing it like this, 3.32 cube. So when I have done like this, so the value of the bending moment maximum comes out to be, when I have to simplify it, so the value will be what? 2270. Obviously you have to calculate it, that is the 2270 pound feet. So it is the maximum bending moment. We got it from 2270.23 feet. So obviously when you will get your value of x, so you have to put this value of x in the bending moment equation, and when you will get it, so what you have to do, you have to plot this maximum bending moment on your shear force bending moment graph. So where is the shear force bending moment graph? So let me tell you here. So when I will put it down here, so line this here, so this will be the maximum point, so it will be raised as compared to this point. So I have marked it here, bending moment maximum 2270.23 feet, and where it is lying, actually it is lying where the shear force equals to 0. So this will be the line, and it should be raised from this point, because this point is 2260.34 pounds feet. And you must know that wherever you are getting your bending moment maximum, so this distance will be 3.32 feet, and this distance obviously will come out to be less, because 3.5 minus 3.32 feet, so you will get this amount. So there is no need of that amount, you will get it from the x value, that is 3.32 feet. So I want to share with you that what we have to do. We have done what? We have put the bending moment maximum value, x value here, 3.32 feet and 3.32 whole cube. And you will get the bending moment maximum 2270.23 pound feet. And this is the way you will get your maximum bending moment if you are getting your shear force 0 wherever it is. So wherever your shear force is 0, so you have to find out your bending moment maximum at or that location, or you are considering the equation of bending moment or shear force of that region wherever you are getting your shear force 0. So here is a shear force 0, so this is region AB, so you have to consider your shear force or bending moment equation of that region. What you have to do, you have to equate your shear force equation equals to 0, and you have to put that LU of x in that region A bending moment equation, and you will get your maximum bending moment. And in this case, your bending moment maximum is coming out to be 2270.23 pound feet. And you will get to know it that how the maximum bending moment is coming out to be. So after watching this video, hopefully your concepts regarding shear force bending moment diagram for the beam having triangular loading, for the beam having point load, and for the beam having uniformly distributed load, it will be clear to all of you. If you have any query, just write it into the comment box of my YouTube channel and ask me. I will respond to your queries, because I would love to hear from you. And one more thing I want to tell you here is that don't forget to subscribe my channel, my YouTube channel, which is named as Engineer Nahid Shehzad. And don't forget to follow me on .nahid Shehzad, www.nahidshehzad.blogspot.com. And one thing as well, don't forget to subscribe my channel, like it and view it, and share with your friends and family. And obviously you will get more productive videos with the passage of time, and I am also improving. So your feedbacks are the strength of my channel. If you will give me the free feedback, so I will get to know that how can I improve my videos. So thank you so much, and bye bye.